I guess it's one of the ways that Macross 7 was different from Frontier. 7 didn't have a no alien pets policy. I mean, Guvava didn't get like, don't let anyone know they got that thing.
Yeah. Well, actually, her father got him for him. So, and he was a captain of the.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Macross Frontier. We're on episode 17. Thoughts?
What? How many episodes? 8 episodes to go?
9.
With this one? That's 25. So it's 8.
Well, we haven't watched this episode yet, so 9. See, the thing is I have a folder with all the files, and I can see a file count. So, counting this one, there's 9.
So
ask the question again when we're in after the credits, and it'll be a different answer.
The question still is, what do Grace and whoever she's working with or she's working alone really want out of this?
A war.
A
war.
War doesn't benefit anybody.
Well, says who? Most of mankind's inventions have been created during wartime.
Not really.
No, actually, really. And
you're thinking about World War II, and that's a very specific situation.
No, I mean, in general, across. Well, I mean, there's been tons of wars throughout human history where things have been created specifically for a battle or two, where they've just propagated after the fight. Anyway, back to Macross. Sometimes you just divert me from the thought that I'm trying to go down. We're both pedantic, but I'm the only one who gets called out for some reason. I don't remember what I was saying. What was the question again?
What she gets out of it.
War.
But the war here wouldn't give them any benefits other than destruction of the frontier.
We're not Grace and company. We don't know what they would get out of it. We know that they're trying to start a war, though. So clearly there is... Here's the thing. You've got to work with the information you've got. And sometimes I try to make, like, random guesses about things.
Yeah.
But the information that we've got is that they want to start a war. And they've said some, like, racist shit about the Zentradi. They have thrown out that they want hatred to grow. So we know that they're trying to start a war. Your statement of they have nothing to gain doesn't matter. We know that they're trying to start a war. The thing to guess would be not what do they want, what do they gain from starting a war. Maybe they're big on war industry. Maybe they've invested heavily into manufacturing businesses. Who the hell knows? Maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe the galaxy has like been developing automated. Maybe the galaxy's been developing those things from the very end of SDF Macross that we never saw again. Those automated factories that were falling apart. Maybe they've developed those again and they're like, oh, we can win the war now. We can outproduce them because, one, they're not producing anything. I don't know. Again, you got to use the information you've got, not the information you want.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, that's been your counter-argument to me how many times?
That's also true.
Right, so those are things that we know. Is the galaxy is heavy on cybernetics, heavy on technology, say.
Yeah. Industrial capacity and all that, chemical plants.
Yeah, and they want a war, and they're willing to outsource shit because apparently LAI just does whatever anybody wants.
Have enough money? We don't know the currency in Macross.
Well, Sorry,
No.
I was thinking of Legends of Galactic Heroes. Because we had a discussion about that with the guy who's embezzling. We knew how much he was embezzling, but not what the value of anything was.
Here we don't have dollars or credits or...
I just meant that they...
MacBucks or something.
Grace got the Dimension Eater, but... Burler? Sorry, I've already forgotten what we pronounced his name. self-developed the YF-25, and then bought it, invested in it, whatever, and that is rated by LAI as well. So they've both made the thing that's stopping Grace and the thing Grace used, and the thing that allowed one of them to get to the planet and back again real quick.
Yeah.
LAI,
but I think
the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Yeah, they're the acme of Macross.
Actually, I was going to say Duff Beer was my example. Beer, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Problems, yes. According to O.J. Simpson. Well, actually, no, I think that's
Homer Simpson. You got the wrong Simpson.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
O.J. Simpson had a different cause and solution to all of life's problems.
Yeah.
He died recently, didn't he?
Yes. It was do crimes. Be a criminal. That was the solution to everything, apparently.
Well, I mean, comedy and football also entered into that.
True. But it wasn't be so cyclical as to fit in the phrase.
Yeah, but I don't know. They want war against the Centrati. That's what it feels like.
I think the Centrati were just there, conveniently there.
Well, I went through a whole thing last time describing why it was against the Centrati and not the Vajra. I feel like sometimes you argue with me like we're a married couple.
What?
You try to get me off kilter before you go in to argue against me. Which is to say, I did this whole argument last episode about why they're going against... No, last episode. About why they're going against the Zentradi and not the Vajra. See, you don't even remember when I said this.
Oh, you said it because it was all about
literally in my note section, which I just read last episode.
Yeah, but you were not talking about episodes, but so you were talking about a previous episode because your notes were not about that episode because you hadn't watched that episode yet.
Right. But the
so
thing
your notes couldn't have been about.
No, that doesn't matter what my note. You're not. Because my notes doesn't matter what the episodes they're about are. We read them last episode, which means you heard me say them last episode.
Yes.
I didn't give the debate. I didn't give the debate 2 episodes ago because I was watching it. I didn't have time to take notes about it. I took the notes about 2 episodes ago and then told them to you last episode. Married couple. What am I telling you? Anyway. My point is that last episode I gave you the whole debate about why I thought it was against the Centrati and not the Vajra, and instead of talking about it then, you held off to talk about it now, and now you're going to say I'm wrong after my notes are gone. Because you know I delete my notes after we talk about them. So, he has no defense anymore. He's literally thrown away his entire thesis. Now to debate him.
Mind you, the thing is, though, on the counterpoint, from the episode we just we watched before, previous episode, that they're using Ranka's attack on the Vajra, not the Centrati.
Yeah, because the Vajra thing and the Centrati thing are 2 different things. You can juggle more than one plot line. Because again, they already covered the fact that they summoned the Vajra to attack early on, too. The Vajra are just a thing that we're using.
Frontier, yeah. I
don't know why they would dot in some Centrati racism for no reason, and then bomb a Centrati base. Because if you remember, my whole point was their failed plots on that planet was to kill the fairy, which they got her bedridden to make sure that she wouldn't escape the scene of the explosion.
Yep.
And then they also made the Centrati fight one another to ensure that they wouldn't be able to do anything when the explosion went off as well. Seemingly implying that the target of the explosion was both the Centrati and the fairy. While they also intended for the Vajra to escape, because they also implied that the Vajra would then be following the fold signal which they described as a signpost, implying that they always intended the Vajra to leave the planet and go back towards the Frontier Fleet, which means that the target was the Zentradi and Cheryl Name.
So, anything else?
I'm just saying, this seems to be your debate method. Just put me off kilter before you hit me with information. Make sure he's already said everything. Hey, did you notice the virus?
Yeah, I'll never forget that one.
Oh, no, because I won't let you. That or the dead kids.
I don't know who these dead kids are.
Because there's sometimes there's mysteries that you just don't need to solve, Lessons.
Jesus fucking Christ. You have this whole backstory built up, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
You do know what I'm talking about because you've been here every segment of the story. That sometimes you've been a detective on the force, the chief is really out for you because sometimes, as we both know, there's mysteries you don't need to solve, and that's led to, during the course of your career, you not solving some potentially, pretty major crimes, like all those dead kids, which, that you then had to talk to the parents of because, someone's got to let them know what's going on, and in particular that you're the one at fault because you didn't want to solve the mystery. And then the chief wants your badge and your gun, and I think that's the last part of that story. We haven't actually expanded upon it because you haven't done anything as egregious yet as trying to not solve mysteries. So in this, fictional city in which we both live, there's a lot of dead kids because of you, very specifically.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, we haven't there's been no reason, there's been no serial killer or something, or
we get to that step of the story. Okay, yeah, okay.
Look, all I know is there's a bunch of missing kids, and it was your job to find them, but you were not about solving mysteries. So
I'm sorry, this is just too much.
I said we're gonna have a Stoneface Reactions comic one of these days. Why is the Stoneface Reaction comic? They do react to anime, right? Yeah, why is this a detective mystery? I don't know, but I can't put it down.
Some mysteries are not meant to be solved, I guess.
Yeah. It's like they keep introducing mysteries and not solving them.
Yeah.
I still want to know what happened to all those kids from the first panel.
Unsolved mysteries.
If only that wasn't taken.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it's kind of redundant, actually, if you think about it.
What's that?
If it's a mystery, of course it's unsolved. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a mystery. We know what it is.
I feel like there's an argument there, but I can't figure out what it is.
Because something mysterious.
Well, you can have a solved mystery, though.
Yeah, but it's already a solved case.
I think it's the temporal nature of the mystery.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. It used to be a mystery, but now it's no longer a mystery, and we're going to tell you why in this episode of Stoneface.
Well, because if it's a solved mystery, it just becomes history.
Exactly.
Right. So, unsolved history? Unsolved histories? But then you had the expectation that it's a lot further back than it actually is.
Yeah.
Because, stuff that happened yesterday is technically history.
Yeah.
Like when your girlfriend ran out on you and she said, "We're history."
Oh, Jesus Christ. You can write all this down, dude. It's just too elaborate.
How could she live with you after all those kids? When it hit the news,
you just gotta just write it down, dude. Because this is just
she's sitting at home waiting for you to come back from the station, and then she sees that news interview that you had to give about all the dead kids, and she couldn't live with you after that.
If we ever get a TV tropes page, this is just gonna be an entire, wild mass guessing. What the hell is Theta talking about?
Oh, I can't wait for the fan art to roll in where it's me reacting to a show and you standing over a corpse of a kid.
Yeah.
Or
that's
me shouting at a debate, the little thing of the anime in the screen, and you putting flowers on the kid's grave. The Batman origin story.
too overweight for Batman.
Well, no, I
Unless
meant
it's
like
Batman.
Mask of the Phantasm, where he's at his parents' graves, putting flowers down, that sort of thing. It's raining and it's dark.
Oh man.
We never segued, so you ready to get into it?
Let's get into it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
That's fire. Yeah, it doesn't fit that way, dude. That actually a song from the original. Yeah, it is.
Again, I can't
Now
hear
that I
it.
remember.
I'm in that weird place where I have to keep the volume low enough.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's
No,
it's
I
a slow
mean, from the
song.
lyrics, I can tell it is the same song.
素敵なオチだろ
It's the one he plays on that acoustic guitar.
家具とか買い揃えなきゃななんかはどんなのがいい兄ちゃんに何でも言えよあれからもう10年か
11 years?
さあ食ってみなパインケーキさこの
I guess unless this is a year after he found her.
作り方を聞いてきたんだ
I want the implication to be
どうだ
that Basara's song healed Renka.
美味しくないよ兄ちゃん
なんかお前今
美味しくない全然美味しくないよお兄ちゃん
なんかよかった
痛いよお兄ちゃん
Damn. The man has always had a heart. He wears it in his sleeve, so yeah.
And new opening. No, I think it's my
Nice.
my head canon now. It's not
Yeah.
Ozma that healed Renka. It was Basara that
Yeah.
healed Renka. Well, it's his classic song, "Come on, people," which I'm sure actually, "Let's Go Bomber" or whatever it's called. Oh, that is a great theme song for a terrorist organization. But
Yeah. Firepower.
well, no, "Let's Go Bomber" or whatever I just
Yeah,
said. But
let's go, Bomber. Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's what Basara's music was all about, and he is the greatest idol in Macross. So, multiple fan polls, man. You can't argue with opinion.
Oh, I can argue with it all day long. I may not convince anybody, but I would argue the point.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. Basara
Then
as
not
a
me.
character is vapid and lacking any actual substance, but the music, that's literally where everything excels in Macross 7. So, to say he's not the greatest idol because he's not a great character, fuck that, I don't care. Literally, the idol's got to do one thing: sing. And
Yeah.
he sings pretty damn well. Good lineup of songs, too.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I don't think we can count Sharon Apple, your favorite, because she was a villain.
なんだってこんな新米みたいなことをてめえがシェリルを連れ込んだりするからだろうがおまけに俺が教えた女連れ込む裏技までゲロしやがって
喋る余裕があるのならあと5周追加
鬼だから男が寄りつかねえんだよ
You think they'd be good at this anyway?
いい度胸ねプラス5周己の不明を悔いるがいいわ
迷惑かけるな後でちょっといいか
Okay. That was a cutaway. It's like, what?
Well, you know, we wind up in the showers a lot in this
True.
season.
Yeah,
By
but
the way, what's your opinion on this? Catherine versus Misa?
Decent.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
I mean,
Catherine.
I like Catherine. I like her a lot, but still, Misa.
Even with all her baggage.
誰が貴様など待つか今来たばかりに決まっておろうがそれで何
I
の
mean, Misa pines for Kaifun.
Nobody's perfect.
Catherine pines for Ozma.
But stuck with Leon. Ugh.
We're not stuck with it. It's clearly an abuse of power. Also, did not need that pan up. I don't care if she's 1,000 years old. I don't need that.
一度街ですれ違った時紹介しただけなのによく覚えてるな。
まあね。なあ、頼むよ、クラン。
珍しく呼び出してきたかと思えばやはりああいうのがいいのか。ミシェル、いきなり何をする。私は。
いいから動くな。
I feel like that was like a single frame where we could have seen who was in the limo with him.
Yeah.
So I would assume Leon, but it could have been nobody, and it's just Luca is from a rich family.
となればやっぱり怪しいのはギャラクシーご一行と。
それにレオンね。彼も絶対に何か噛んでる。
いいのか。仮にも婚約者だろ。
Oh wow, I didn't. That hasn't been indicated.
そこがいいかもと思ったんだけど。
誰かと違って。すまん。失言だ。
そうよ。飛行機飛ばすしか能の
Yeah,
ない
definitely Catherine.
妹命の誰かさんと違ってね。
ま、何にせよ。連中の目的が謎だな。
Although I guess technically,
なんかの歌がバジ
by the chronology, I'm closer to Misa's age now.
なぜわざわざ
I think Catherine's only like 20 something.
現状のアンチ ESA 仕様の弾頭とミサイルのコンボでバジラとは互角に戦える。いざとなれば反応
What does anti-ESA stand for?
なぜランカ
I have no
に
idea.
をさせようとしている。
鍵になるのはバジラと。
第117調査船団か。
And the ship that got destroyed, it could have had the answers.
Well, that was part of the same fleet.
あのパイン
Exactly.
Yeah, they already mentioned it.
はい
作り方覚えてるか。
Yeah.
どうしたのいきなり。
Because I'd like to eat some of your pie. Your hot, moist pie, Catherine. I want some of that.
Okay.
That's what he said.
that-
I'm saying what he said. It's not his fault that she's been constantly out. Never mind. I didn't even have to make
Yeah.
the joke. They were just doing it.
Yeah. No. It looks like it was rather recent, though.
Well, yeah, because he looked exactly as old as he does right now.
I hope the car is driving itself because you're looking at that screen. Oh, it's in an elevator.
I was also thinking constantly free advertising for the restaurant, no matter how good her career gets.
もうお前の夢も俺が守る。
Man, I can just imagine an RPG being made about this. Where you would be, I want a car from Macross 7 that can fly through space, but I also want, you know, just like all random shit from across all the shows.
なんで俺がこんな真男みたいな真似を。
ごめんね。ボディーガードさんたちがずっと陣取って
But
るから。
apparently not very well.
俺らの野郎か。
ブレラさんはなんかお仕事だって。お兄ちゃんもね、留守にしてるから今誰もいないの。だから別に変な意味じゃないよ。私は信じてるからね、アルト君。
当たり前だろ。
そうだよね。やだ、何私って。
Yeah, you do realize we've spent time alone together before.
コーヒーだよね。待ってて。
たく 忙しいやつ。
あんまりジロジロ見ちゃダメだよ。
Oh, like he's not gonna do that right now. You just told him to.
体調赤。ん？アイくん？
Yeah, if you're trying to keep that thing a secret, you didn't do a good job here.
なんだよそいつ。
アイもアイくんっていうのどこかの星から連れてこられた子だと思うんだけど。
知らねえぞ。バレて怒られても。で、相談ってのは？
I guess it's one of the ways that Macross 7 was different from Frontier. 7 didn't have a no alien pets policy.
アルトくんは
I mean, Guvava didn't get like, don't let anyone know he got that thing.
Yeah. Well, actually, her father got him for him. So, and he was the captain of the yeah.
競争や争いが生まれる。今も同じだ。生き残るのが連中か俺たちか。多分俺たちはそういう瀬戸際にいる。だとすれば。
I mean, I think that's the case because you've made it the case.
I mean, actually, it wasn't the case with the Centrati. They eventually met peace with them. So.
Yeah, only because people on both sides decided that was the case. There's no negotiating with the Vajra currently. So if Alto decides it's the case that it's us or them, well, we've got the nukes. So
yeah.
今度こそちゃんと見に行ってやるよ。
絶対だよ。
Well, we're all fucked. You fed it after midnight.
不可能を可能にする魔法の石。その力は。いや、君には今さら説明するまでもないね。ルカ・アンジェローニ君。
I like we wouldn't know who that was without saying his name.
あなたのスポンサーでもある。
Peerless, yeah.
ビルラ氏はそもそも運輸業で名を成した人物です。SMS はその護衛組織が原点ですからね。そんな氏がこれを手に入れれば考えることは一つでしょう。
続けて。
全銀河レベルで物流と通信を独占する。それは実質。
Wow, so he is the bad guy. Anyone that wants a monopoly is automatically a bad guy.
だが、残念ながら外れた。僕は今、使徒は別の意志で動いている。
我々はさらにその先を見つめているのだよ。ルカ・アンジェローに。
我々
Yeah, obviously it's one of Grace's compatriots. Same purplish eyes, the same look to them, same blue hair. You know they've deemed themselves. They thought about this.
最近立ち入りがかなり厳重にチェックされているわ。
I'm getting the real feel that Ozmo's not going to be with us for a long time. There's one thing that Macross likes to do. It's kill people that don't shave constantly. I mean, if we're going the real Roy method, he's going to get lethally wounded here, get back to the apartment, pretend to have a meal with Rinka, and die on a couch. Okay, but he didn't dodge the bullet or anything.
Rinka あいつの夢を道具にする。
必要だからだ。
何のために？
彼女を守るために。
11年前とは違う。今の俺たちの力でも十分ランカを守れる。
今はな。
今はだと。お前？
うん。バジラが来たぞ。貴様にも出撃。
I mean, that's information, but I don't know if it's helpful information. That
Oh, he doesn't know who he
recognizes
is.
him. No, he recognizes him as a boy because he's from the 117th Fleet as
Yeah.
well. But I don't know if that's helpful information.
見込みはあるわ
Certainly information, though.
プロジェクトの一員として一緒にランカさんを守っていきましょう。
Well, this is gonna be disappointing.
嘘みたい。私本当にここまで来たんだ。頑張るね。だから見てて、お兄ちゃん。
No, you remember that one thing he said he wouldn't do ever?
Yeah.
I think it's about to happen.
現地域で阻止せよ。なお、先端との接触阻止を最優先とし、反応弾の使用を許可する。
今回はランカさん来ないんだ。政府のプロパガンダが優先ってことじゃない？とっても政治です。
Not great if you call it propaganda.
スカルワンより各機
Oh, I didn't even think that they foreshadowed anything by showing their romance as well.
スカル3
You just got really I'm gonna die feel to him.
実験はもういいのかい？
調教には飴と鞭が必要だ。今回は飴が優先でしょ。
怖い人だ。
Or was I right that they are just the same person?
砲撃開始
Remember when I said that before about the person he was trading stuff with at the restaurant who had blue hair and everything? I was right back then too.
聞いてない。反応弾が。
Sir, the Borg have adapted.
脱皮だぞくそ なんでだ
I have to think that the Vajra probably defeat the space whales.
Yeah, but the space whales don't fight.
That makes them easier to defeat.
全然聞いてないぜやっぱり
バジラが一機補完に急速接近中。
台風迎撃
直撃します。
They had barriers, of course. But why doesn't the quarter have barriers?
I mean, it does.
Then why were they afraid?
通じた
Literally, his YF-25 barriers blocked the hit.
今は過去になった。もうお前たちの攻撃は通用しない。何？バジラは常に進化し続ける生物だ。一個体の受けた損傷情報は瞬く間に群れ全体に蓄積され、
It was the Borg thing.
そんな。
つまりある程度繰り返して攻撃を受けると、やがてその攻撃手段は通じなくなる。
Or Doomsday if you want to go that route.
いずれこのビーム砲も通用しなくなるだろう。だからこそ歌が必要なんだ。彼女の声が。それが何だってんだ。反応弾が無理ならミサイルが無理なら銃、それが無理なら最後は拳になろうが歯だろうが爪だろうが戦う意志がかけられば残る限り俺は戦う。
Conceivably, the reactive weapons are a bunch of different effects, all being negated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't have worked. If they're negating a nuclear explosion, then the force of your knife shouldn't affect them at all.
I mean,
It
I don't
means
think
that
the
they're.
changes.
It means
The
they're.
changes might not be cumulative.
Well, no. It means that they're resisting the concussive force of a nuclear explosion, and you're saying that the stabbing
in
force
space,
of
there's
a
no.
knife, there is still
there's no conclusive
there is
for-
still. It's not as strong as it is in an atmosphere. There still is a concussive force, though.
From what?
The material of the explosion itself.
Yeah, but it's minimal. It's not.
It's not nothing, and it's still pretty damn strong. Again, we're gonna go back to him. He's gonna be floating dead in space. No, we all know this. We've watched enough Macross shows to see how this pans out. Also, we flash back to his past with Renka. Like, we've given him every death flag imaginable.
Yeah.
Or I'm wrong, whatever. Wait, no, this has to be a dream sequence because there's no way he got to that fight back here again in an instant.
I mean, not an instant. I mean, sure, they did the concert later on.
I thought they were setting up for the concert and then they were in the fight still. Blood? Is there blood? Are we doing Roy again? Oh, of course. Let me pull out my guitar real quick. They almost tricked me. I almost thought that... Oh, they subverted my expectations. Did you like some pineapple cake? Oh, they did subvert my expectations. Well, I guess...
That's why I was quiet. I was like, I gotta keep my mouth shut on this one.
Well, I mean, they did it like... I don't know. I got something to say about the whole concert thing, but I'll wait till the end. Pulls out gun, shoots him in the face. Wow, I mean, it would have been a good ending.
Yeah.
You'd have a long chat, Grace. Bam! In the face. Oh, you were an android the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, if you get to hit her with a gun.
The thing that I don't particularly appreciate about the Ozma showing up at the concert, because I mean, it's a pretty funny, not pretty funny, it's a pretty good, it's a pretty funny way of faking me out, but it implies so much more. Like, when Roy gets out of his thing and so he's all shot up, he kind of just like beelines it to the apartment.
Yeah.
Nobody sees him in between, but conceivably, Ozma had to get through like a line. Actually, no. We know that he left his ticket back in his apartment, so we had to go back and get his ticket, then go back to the line, wait in the line, get through a bunch of, all the people waiting around for vendors and everything, and then conceivably the lights would have been on so you could find your seat before the lights go down for the... There's a lot of shit going on in the middle where he's just like bleeding out and deciding not to go to the hospital. Like, Roy would have been fading from the moment he left his cockpit. And Ozma was just like, yeah, this is fine. You know?
Or maybe he patched himself up so that like, I just gonna, put his patch on it, and it turns out that it was much worse than he thought.
発動する超長距離ホールド計画。希望を歌うランカ。シェリルに突きつけられる残酷な事実。次回、ホールドフェーム。涙の歌。
Yeah, literally that thing we argued about last episode.
Yeah.
About being able to cross the galaxy in a couple of days. It's not really a thing yet. And it's like, well, there we go. So,
But I did say that it's better for them to use it than to have it. And it's like, oh yeah, we have this thing, but we're never going to use it again, right?
well, that was my point. Is that Macross always shows us a thing that makes things better, and then uses it. So
Well, he's tried.
the fact that they introduced it in one episode told me, oh, it's going to be a thing by the end of the series, and boom, we're not even done the shows we're recording today. It's already getting a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's the element of the time lapse that I don't appreciate. Again, that Ozma, they did the little Roy thing. Oh, there's blood all in here. But then why did you show us him leaving his ticket to the concert back to the apartment? Because now I have to know that he went back and got the ticket. And then all the other things you have to imagine happened while he's bleeding the fuck out and deciding not to get help.
Yeah.
And then didn't die anyway, which I guess makes Roy look like a real fucker. Oh man, the joke would have been makes Roy look like a real fucker. I should have gone that way. That Roy got the same treatment and then fucked off.
Yeah, I guess he fucked up indeed.
It's a real fuck up, that guy. But still, yeah, why Ozma should survive this when he was infinitely dumber. And he bled way more than Roy did.
True.
Also, there's pineapple salad.
Yeah.
And a pineapple cake. Just occurred to me.
You see, that's what they changed, and that's why he survived. Had it been pineapple salad,
I mean, to be fair, pineapple cake sounds better than pineapple salad.
Yeah.
I'm not a salad person anyway. Salad, anything just sounds bad.
I do like pineapple by itself, though. I don't like it's too tangy for to put in anything else.
Tangy?
Yeah.
You mean tangy?
Tangy, but yeah.
I don't know what word you're looking for. I'm hoping you mean tangy. I don't agree that pineapple is tangy either, but I don't know what tangy would have meant.
T-N-G-Y.
Tangy.
Tangy. I don't know, that's how you say that word. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't think pineapple is tangy either.
It's kind of has a pretty
pineapple
sharp
is sweet. I mean, unless you're making your pineapple a certain way, like are you having barbecue pineapple?
No, straight up the pineapple. You cut
the
it
only
up.
way I can think of pineapple being tangy is if you're like barbecuing it, which some people do. So I'm not like making that up to make it way to be tangy.
Like literally, I mean, it starts sweet, but it has an edge to it.
The only way I can ever think of pineapple being tangy is like either barbecuing it or having it on a pizza. Because when you add it to a pizza mix, it tends to, like a Hawaiian pizza, like it tends to absorb the flavors of everything around it. But even then, it's still like sweet. So I don't know. Maybe something's wrong with the pineapple you've been getting.
We actually grow pineapples here. A lot of them.
Well, maybe something's wrong with the pineapple that I've been getting. Clearly not, and that it makes mine taste better, whatever they're doing to it. That all I get is sweet pineapple. I don't know what makes a pineapple tangy.
Anyway, we got a fake out.
Well, you got a double fake out.
Yeah.
I thought we were in a
Double
dream
fake out?
sequence. Well, yeah, because I thought we'll call it an opera. I thought the singing, the concert, was the fake out. Like, oh, I guess he survived. Because I didn't expect us. Because, again, they have to think between he was in that combat, which means he also has to land, go back on the quarter. The quarter has to come back to the frontier. There's so many steps where people are like, are you bleeding? No, I wore my red uniform. It's like, what?
Yeah.
There's so much time that had to pass that he then had to choose actively not to go seek medical care. Right? And so it doesn't make any sense. So thinking logically about it, it's like, oh, okay, he just survived and got back. So it's like, what the fuck when he's like bleeding all of a sudden? So to think that he is dying, my logical conclusion is, oh, he did die, or he's about to die. This is all dream sequence of what he wishes he could have done, I wish I could have gone to the concert, enters dream sequence state where he's at the concert and everyone's happy and everyone's fine and nothing's bad. And then we back to the fight where he just dies suddenly in the middle of everything. No, he somehow crossed the whole distance. I think they had to fold to get. No, they just traveled slowly. They slow traveled to that location. It's like, just think about it. Gets into the fight, gets injured in the fight. They had to have registered. Like, how is it the first time anyone looked at his cockpit? Because again, landed on the quarter, gets out of the thing, goes to wherever he fucking does. Quarter then has to go back to the frontier. They've got to know that his thing is his jet is damaged because they've got readouts of all the jets that are in operation, so they know it's been hit. So the crew didn't do any work on his YF-25 the entire time.
Or he could have landed on the quarter after the quarter docked.
So he followed the quarter all the way back?
Escorted it back.
Okay. Still, I mean, you'd think the crews would be there for when he lands. But okay. Either way, still means he flew the thing back. Oh, I better not let them see that I'm injured. For reasons. God forbid, I let that guy who's in love with me, but in a platonic way, take a look at my wounds.
Now, maybe the wound wasn't in the fight. Maybe the wound was when he was fighting the kid.
Which happened before the space fight. So, implying that he got wounded, refused medical attention, went out fighting, irresponsibly putting his entire squad in danger. Because, as one leader of the squad, and two, as a squad member, I mean, all the stuff that we're adding to this just makes Ozma a worse person.
Or made of iron, basically.
No. You remember how you, disagree with me that the Xeon mail service guy was dumb for sacrificing his life in a fight that you say he didn't need to sacrifice anything for? Like, he just jumped out. Yeah, the same thing for this. Made of iron? No, he about died from bleeding out from clearly what seems to be easily attainable medical help. Because, the moment they find out he's bleeding, he goes to the hospital, he survives. So, got into a knife fight. Well, I gotta go on this mission. But I would put everybody in jeopardy by, bleeding out in the middle of a fight or whatever. Yeah. So, I better do the responsible thing. No, I'm gonna be an idiot. I'm gonna put everyone in danger. Or gets injured during the fight and decides the concert...
Which is the second time. It's the second time it happens, by the way.
And decides that the concert is more important than his own well-being, even though the one promise that he's made to Renka is that he isn't going to die. But he's willfully disregarding that promise to die during the concert that she's giving, because that'll be better.
I mean, I don't think he planned on dying during the concert.
Oh, what? Do you plan on slinking out to the bathroom and dying in the bathroom at some point? Because clearly, I gotta think he's feeling warm blood flowing down his body.
Yeah.
He's even doing the little mental speech of, well, guess I'm done now. So he knows it's coming. But he's really planning on Catherine carrying him to safety in the dark?
Apparently she did. Well, she probably called some, emergency service.
I didn't mean that you were saying he's not planning on dying. Then what? Yeah. He was 100% certain that Catherine would notice in a flash of light that he was bleeding to death. I'm just saying, it's very irresponsible. It's hurtful towards Renka. It's a deadly mistake that could have happened during the fight with the Vajra, especially considering that the Vajra unexpectedly evolved mid-battle.
Yeah.
So, Ozma is just a fucking idiot. I have no respect for Ozma anymore. This is the turning point.
A lowering of his intelligence.
Well, no, it's worse. like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to equate this to, because the only things I can think of are, like, if a friend of mine, like, tried to commit suicide, right? Because basically it's the same thing. You're letting me down by trying to kill yourself, which, I mean, God, I don't even know how to handle that. Well, there's the whole aspect of my life. It's not your life, that sort of thing. I don't have any way in if you want to do that. I'm not, like, I'm entirely, I don't, not the place. Not the place.
I get it. Don't
Yeah,
worry
I
about
know.
it.
It's just I stepped into it and I don't know how to extract it. It's like
Anyway, Asma, Osama, as I say,
Ozma is the worst character.
Yeah, he survives though. So I guess he's not your Roy of this series.
Well, I mean, I feel like the implication I got from Roy was that he would not have survived.
Either way.
Well, because we saw, like, bullet wounds, right? Like, multiple bullet wounds that pierced through the guy. I don't know what Ozma suffered from, in that it's just blood, like, just pooling blood. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I've bled that much blood scraping my knee. So, I've had some pretty heinous bicycle accidents.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I have no indication of what Ozma's level of injury was. It's just everything I've said up until now. What the fuck, man? You had a cool fight scene, and then you were detracted by showing that you have no intelligence for the people around you, your responsibility for the people around you, the dedication that you've previously had towards a little girl, now completely out the window. I guess romance towards Catherine also completely negated.
I mean, he survived, so it's not negated. But...
No. Like, he went there intentionally to die, it feels like. Which means that, I guess, fuck the romance, because I didn't even tell you I was going to die. My last words weren't sitting next to you, telling you, I love you, anything. His last thoughts are literally about Renka, who he's in the process of breaking a promise to. So, yeah, kind of negates the romance angle with Catherine, even though Catherine was clearly thinking about that. What did I tell you last episode?
Of all the things you told me, what are
all the things I told you. And that hour and a half we spent together, what did I tell you?
Yeah.
Start from moment one.
Right now, I need to go to the bathroom, so I'm thinking something different.
All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up real quick then. I'm going to get the thought and then I'm going to wrap it up. The thing I said I was jaded towards anime because of all the high action shit all the time, and the thing that usually gets me is the character relationships, character interactions, and Ozma fucked them all. He shit the bed. This should be, I assume, a fun callback or a impactful callback to Roy, and instead it was, what a fucking asshole Ozma is. That's my takeaway. All right, before you piss yourself, once again, I have been saying that this has been Lessons. We've been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?